Hello again, everyone. Today we're with Delano Khan, and he has some questions about how to host on Airbnb. So I asked him if we could film today. Delano's a friend of mine, so he graciously said that we could. Thank you, Delano. And yeah, I figured that you probably have some similar questions to other people who, so maybe, yeah, it'll be helpful, hopefully, for other people. Yeah.
Yes. So I appreciate you for taking some time to meet with me and to answer a couple questions. I'm trying to renovate one or two apartments, and this is not here in Japan, but perhaps in the Caribbean.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of gears that have to be working together in sync.
Right.
In order to make this a very successful business. And I watched some of your videos. They're really good.
Thank you.
Thank you for making them.
Yeah, someone watch my videos.
Yes. I even subscribed and clicked on the like button.
Even better. I like this man.
Yeah. So yeah, from judging from what I heard from your video, you started this in 2015,
right?
And you seem to have really made a go for it, and it's turned out to be very successful for you.
Right.
And I wonder if there are, is there a market for this in Japan in terms of other teachers, for example, doing this as a side hustle or a side business? Because I don't hear about it so often.
Right. Japan's become a lot tougher. It was really easy. It wasn't easy, but it was easier in 2015. Yeah. It was in a gray area, so there weren't any regulations. Mm-hmm. So you could kind of open, but you weren't really legal, but you weren't illegal. Mm-hmm. Now it's quite regulated. So actually, I was just answering a question from another viewer about starting your English school video. And I said it's actually easier to start an English school in Japan in many ways than a guest house business because of the bureaucracy, because of the regulations. It's actually more bureaucracy to start a guest house than to start an English school, as far as I know. I started my school years ago, but I don't think much has changed. I mean, no one's contacted me recently to tell me that. So,
you have many pots on the stove. You have a school also?
Well, the school actually we're really just doing online classes at the moment. On Udemy, I hope to do that, but and just university work, trying to concentrate on that. But I think the first thing to do would be to determine if you do have a market in your area in the Caribbean. And then if that looks good, and you can do that on Airbnb, and I would believe those results. You can actually plug in your address on the Airbnb app and see an estimate of your monthly income. And I didn't believe it at first. And I didn't do anything for a few years because I thought, oh, this is hype. But I think it's pretty accurate. Yeah, I vouch for it now because, I've proven it with my guest houses. So yeah, I would do that. And then if that looks good, then I would look at, reforming it for the purpose of being a guest house.
So what you're saying is that if I go to Airbnb and I plug in the address, that will create a kind of estimate of the potential income.
That's right.
Okay, that might help to convince, some people not,
right.
To do it or not.
I can theorize who the people are.
Yeah. So,
convince my wife.
Yeah, exactly. So, how about your if you're doing it in Japan? You have to go through all the paperwork in Japanese.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's got about 18 properties in Japan. Wow. I don't think he's doing Airbnb. I actually want to meet him to talk about what he's doing. But I think he's just renting out to, families and stuff, which we are doing as well. One of our properties, we don't do Airbnb. We have 4 properties in Japan. One we live in, and then one we rent out to a family. And the one we rent out is because it's just too difficult to get to. It's too difficult to explain how to get to if it's someone coming from abroad, or which bus stop to get off at, and it's just too difficult. So it's not really suitable for Airbnb. So that's the next thing you have to determine about your Caribbean properties, or if you're going to do it in Japan, is it near a station, like a train station, or a bus stop that's easily explainable, and then can someone who's jet lagged and not familiar with the area, can they, and at nighttime, because some of the people you can tell them that, no, I don't want you arriving at night, but still some of them will. Can they do that? And would they be able to do that without disturbing the neighbors and all that stuff? So lots of things to consider, but if you can tick all those boxes, the potential income could be up to, I would say, about 3 times what you would get from normal rent. So that's the thing.
Oh, I see. But what about with furnishing? How some people say if you have a good location, then you don't have to overdo it or go overboard with furnishings. You don't need an aquarium to help decorate the place.
Yeah.
Maybe you can use fake plants as opposed to real plants.
Sure.
I heard in one of your videos that one of the important things is declutter.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just thinking that as you were saying it, and thinking about my own house.
Yeah.
Wish we hadn't bought so much stuff, so much junk. Yeah. Simple is best. Yeah. Don't. And we have a few different units. We have 2 guest houses, but 3 kind of full house units, whole house units on Airbnb. You can rent things as a room if you want. You have different options of how you want to rent your place out. I've come to the feeling that I want to rent out the whole place. It's just less hassle.
When you say place, you mean like an apartment. So an apartment might have 2 or 3 bedrooms in it.
Right.
And there may be some guests who want to just have a room.
Right.
In one of the in an apartment in hope of saving money,
right?
And or they just like the idea of for safety. They would rather mingle with locals or other travelers. What's the difference between the people who want to rent one apartment as opposed to a room in an apartment?
I've done both. I've had different. Just renting individual rooms in the house, and I've stayed there too. It's been okay, but I don't think anyone loved it.